Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. I want you to take a deep breath and listen closely, because what I'm about to say isn't just motivational fluff, it's a wake-up call. Stay ready. The coming days are not just important, they are crucial. And no, this isn't meant to scare you, it's meant to prepare you. Because if you're not ready, opportunities will pass you by. If you're not grounded, challenges will knock you down. And if you're not focused, distractions will destroy your momentum. Right now, life might feel uncertain. Maybe you're waiting for that one big break, that one chance to prove yourself. But let me be honest with you, there is no perfect moment. The best never wait to get ready, the best stay ready. You might not see it yet, but doors are about to open, tests are about to come, and how you respond will define the next chapter of your life. So sharpen your skills, tighten your circle, fuel your spirit, because the storm might be coming, but you were made to weather it. Stay consistent when no one's watching, stay humble when the spotlight hits, stay focused when the noise gets loud, and most importantly, stay ready, not just to survive but to win. These days ahead, they could be the start of everything you've been working for, or they could be the reason you fall behind. So ask yourself, am I prepared? Am I focused? Am I really ready for what's coming? Because like it or not, the coming days are crucial, and only those who stay ready will rise when it's time. Readiness is not optional. In life, there are moments when everything can change in an instant. An unexpected opportunity, a sudden challenge, a surprise test of your character. These moments don't give you a warning. They don't wait for you to get your thoughts together or to finally feel ready. They show up uninvited, and when they do, they demand your best. That's why readiness can't be treated like something you prepare for only when things get serious. It has to become a way of life. You can't afford to live passively, waiting for the right time to start putting in the work. The right time might never come, or worse, it might come and go while you're still stuck in neutral. Too many people miss out on life-changing breakthroughs because they thought they had more time to prepare. But life doesn't run on your schedule. Success doesn't knock politely, it tests your door to see if it's unlocked. If you want to step into something bigger, you have to carry the mindset that every day matters. Every decision, every habit, every choice you make is either getting you ready or leaving you behind. There's no in-between. Readiness is a daily investment in your own future, and those who treat it casually often find themselves unprepared when it matters most. Whether it's your big break, a crucial relationship, or a life-altering opportunity, the question will always be the same. Were you ready when it came? Opportunities come unannounced. They rarely arrive with a drum roll or a calendar invite. More often they slip into your life quietly, disguised as a challenge, a conversation, a random encounter, or even a problem needing a solution. The thing about opportunity is that it doesn't always look the way you expect. It doesn't come wearing a name tag saying, "I'm your big break." It might come as extra work at your job, a new responsibility you didn't ask for, and if you're not paying attention, if you're not mentally and emotionally ready, you'll miss it. You'll shrug it off as inconvenient or too difficult or not what you were looking for. But the people who rise are the ones who stay alert. They're the ones who treat every moment like it might be the start of something greater. When you're ready, you're able to recognize opportunities for what they are, even when they come wrapped in discomfort or uncertainty. You respond instead of retreating. You act instead of hesitating. Most people wait for opportunity to be obvious, to feel safe, to come when it's convenient. But that's not how it works. Life doesn't pause for you to figure it out, it moves fast. And sometimes the difference between someone who changes their life and someone who stays stuck is simply the ability to see an opportunity and say yes. immediately, without overthinking, without second guessing. But to do that, to recognize those windows and act on them, you have to be in a constant state of readiness. You have to train your eyes to see what others miss, and your heart to be brave enough to leap when the moment shows up. Discipline beats motivation. Motivation is great when it shows up. It gives you energy, excitement, and that initial push to get started. But the truth is, motivation is unpredictable. It fades, it's emotional. It depends on how you feel, and how you feel changes from day to day. One morning you might wake up inspired and ready to conquer the world, but the next day you might feel tired, discouraged, or overwhelmed. If you're relying on motivation alone, your progress will be inconsistent. You'll show up only when it feels good, and you'll disappear when it gets uncomfortable. But Discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. It's showing up on the hard days. It's keeping your promises to yourself when no one is watching. It's training yourself to take action without needing a spark of excitement to get started. People who succeed in anything, whether it's business, sports, art, or personal growth, aren't always the most motivated. They're the most disciplined. They have built habits that carry them through the times when motivation is nowhere to be found. Discipline creates consistency, and consistency creates momentum. It's not glamorous, it's not always fun, but it's powerful. Because when others are waiting for the perfect mood, the perfect timing, or the perfect conditions, the disciplined ones are already making progress. They understand that results don't come from bursts of energy, they come from steady effort, day in and day out. They've trained their minds to push forward regardless of their emotions, and that mindset becomes a force that nothing can shake. Motivation may get you started, but discipline is what keeps you going, especially when the path gets tough, when distractions come, and when the finish line feels far away. The coming days may define your future. Life has turning points, moments that seem ordinary on the surface but hold the power to shift everything. These are the days when your actions carry extra weight, when your decisions echo further than you realize. You might not even know when it's happening. That's the tricky part. It won't always feel like a movie scene or some dramatic climax. It might just be a regular day where you choose to stay consistent instead of quitting, where you decide to speak up instead of staying silent, where you finally bet on yourself instead of waiting for permission. The truth is, the future isn't written in some distant time. It's being shaped right now with the way you show up today, tomorrow, and the days after that. These moments ahead of you, though they may look small, could be the very foundation of something massive. Whether it's an opportunity you take seriously, a challenge you rise to meet, or a discipline you finally lock in, those choices will either elevate you or delay you. And this is the part most people miss. The defining moments rarely announce themselves. There's no banner that says, "This is it." They come disguised as routine days, as early mornings, as late nights, as moments of quiet decision. But those are the exact days where everything starts to shift. If you sleepwalk through them, if you treat them like they don't matter, you risk losing time you can't get back. But if you approach each day like it could be the one that changes everything, something incredible starts to happen. You move with purpose, you act with urgency, you stop waiting for signs and start becoming the signal. The coming days are not to be taken lightly. They hold potential you can't yet see. They are the proving ground for your preparation, your mindset, your character. Preparation is protection. In a world that moves fast and changes constantly, being prepared isn't just about ambition, it's about survival. It's your shield when things get chaotic. It's your anchor when everything around you feels unstable. Most people only prepare when they are forced to, when the pressure is already on, when the opportunity or the crisis is already at the door. But by then it's often too late to build what should have been built all along. You can't scramble for strength in the middle of the storm. You can't learn how to swim once the boat is already sinking. That's why preparation matters. It gives you an edge. It gives you confidence. It turns pressure into performance because you've already done the work behind the scenes. Preparation gives you control in situations where most people feel powerless. It allows you to respond instead of panic, to move with strategy instead of guessing. It's not always flashy or exciting. It looks like repetition. It looks like study, discipline, routine. But when the moment of testing comes, and it will come, you'll be glad you stayed ready. Being prepared doesn't guarantee things will always go your way, but it does guarantee that you'll be equipped to face whatever comes. It minimizes regret, it shrinks fear, it protects your energy, because you don't have to waste time reacting emotionally. You already know your next move. Preparation sharpens your instincts and hardens your resilience. And when the unexpected shows up, and it always does, it's not the most talented or the most lucky who make it through, it's the most prepared. The ones who saw the storm coming before the clouds appeared. The ones who trained when no one was watching. The ones who respected the process enough to invest in themselves long before the pressure arrived. Stay grounded under pressure. Pressure has a way of revealing who you truly are. It strips away the surface-level confidence, the rehearsed answers, the image you present to the world, and it shows what's real underneath. Everyone looks composed when things are easy, but when things heat up, when the deadlines get tighter, when the noise gets louder, and when the outcome actually matters, that's when your inner foundation is tested. Staying grounded under pressure doesn't mean you won't feel nervous, uncertain, or challenged. It means you've developed the mental and emotional stability to keep moving forward in spite of those feelings. It means you don't let fear run the show. You don't crumble under expectations. You don't abandon your values or forget who you are just because the weight got heavy. You breathe through it. You trust your preparation. You rely on your principles, your routines, your mindset, all the quiet work you've done to stay ready. Because pressure is inevitable, especially when you're chasing something big. Whether it's a job interview, a big decision, a make or break moment in your career, or something deeply personal, pressure will find you. And when it does, the question becomes, do you let it break you? Or do you let it build you? Staying grounded means you choose presence over panic. You learn how to respond instead of react. You stay connected to your purpose, so even when the situation feels overwhelming, you have a center to return to. You stop letting temporary emotions make permanent decisions. You stay rooted in who you are and what you believe and in what you're capable of. Even when everything around you is shifting, people who stay grounded under pressure aren't superhuman. They've just practiced self-awareness. They've trained their minds not to flinch every time things go sideways. They've built a foundation so strong that when the pressure comes, they bend, but they don't break. Your time is coming. That's not a hollow promise or some vague feel-good statement. It's a truth that waits on your belief and your preparation. Too often, people give up just before they break through. They stop showing up consistently because they assume the results aren't coming. But what if they're just around the corner? What if everything you've been working for is finally starting to align behind the scenes? The opportunities, the recognition, the growth. What if it's all preparing to meet you, but only if you keep showing up long enough to see it? Your time is coming, but it's not going to chase you down. It's not going to beg for your attention or wait for you to feel ready. It's going to appear in a moment that looks ordinary, and it will only become extraordinary if you're ready to step into it. The ones who rise aren't always the most talented or the most lucky. The ones who held the line when nothing made sense. The ones who believed in the unseen. The ones who kept preparing even when no one was watching. When your time comes, you won't have a second chance to scramble. You'll either be ready or you'll miss it. That's why every moment leading up to that time matters. Every small act of discipline, every decision to grow instead of stay comfortable, every time you choose focus over distraction, it's all building something, it's all leading somewhere, and even if it doesn't feel like it yet, you are getting closer. The frustration, the silence, the long nights and early mornings, they're not in vain. They are signs that something is moving. So hold your head up, stay steady, and keep walking. Like what you want is already yours. Because when your time comes, and it will come, you won't have to fake it, you'll already be it. You don't rise to the occasion, you fall to your training. It's a powerful truth that many people overlook until they're in the moment. Until the pressure hits, the lights are on, and there's no room left to pretend. In those crucial seconds, when everything is on the line, you don't magically become stronger, smarter, or more capable than you've been in your quiet hours of preparation. You revert to your habits. You default to your level of discipline. That's why training matters more than talent, because when the moment comes, you won't have time to think, to Google an answer, to suddenly grow the confidence you've been avoiding building. What shows up in that moment is what you've been building in private. If your training has been weak, your performance will reflect it. If your mind hasn't been sharpened through consistent effort and challenge, it will falter when tested. It's easy to believe we'll just turn it on when it matters most. But that's a dangerous illusion. True performance is muscle memory. It's reflex. It's the byproduct of repetition, intention, and a refusal to take shortcuts when no one's watching. The world applauds the highlight moment, but it's what you did when no one was clapping that determines whether you rise or fall. This is true in every arena, in business, in athletics, in leadership, in relationships. If you want to be excellent when it counts, you must be consistent when it doesn't. You must build yourself in the shadows so that when the spotlight hits, you don't have to scramble to become something you're not. You simply do what you've trained to do. Pressure doesn't create skill, it reveals it. And the higher the stakes, the more you realize the value of the hours you spent grinding, studying, failing, adjusting, and doing the small things with excellence. When the occasion arrives, it's too late to hope. You'll either fall to the level of your preparation or rise because of it. Distractions are disguised threats. They rarely look dangerous on the surface. In fact, they often appear harmless, even enjoyable. A quick scroll through social media, a few episodes of a show, a harmless conversation, a minor detour from your routine, none of these things feel like a big deal in the moment, but over time, they add up. They quietly steal your time, drain your focus, and pull you away from what actually matters. That's the danger of distraction. It doesn't shout, it whispers. It convinces you that you have time to waste, that your goals can wait, that your energy is better spent on comfort instead of progress. And before you realize it, days become weeks and weeks become months, and you look back wondering where the momentum went. The most dangerous distractions are the ones you don't even recognize as threats. They come disguised as obligations, as entertainment, as rest, but they slowly chip away at your drive. They create mental clutter, emotional fatigue, and an invisible wall between where you are and where you're trying to go. If you're not intentional, you can spend your whole life getting sidetracked by things that don't actually move you forward. Every time you say yes to a distraction, you're saying no to something greater. Your growth, your goals, your purpose. The people who achieve what others only dream about have one thing in common. ruthless focus. They don't allow their attention to be hijacked by the trivial. They guard their time like it's their most valuable asset, because it is. They understand that in a world full of noise, clarity is rare and focus is a superpower. Distractions will always be there, constantly competing for your attention, trying to make you forget what's at stake. But if you want to build something meaningful, if you want to walk into the future with power and purpose, you have to learn how to say no more often than you say yes. You have to become the kind of person who doesn't need constant entertainment, who doesn't chase every shiny object, who understands that peace and progress often live on the other side of discipline. Your inner circle matters. The people you surround yourself with shape your thoughts, your actions, and ultimately your future. We often underestimate the impact of the people closest to us, thinking that we are the sole architects of our destiny. But the truth is, the energy, mindset, and attitudes of those around you seep into your own. It's not just about having people who cheer you on when things go well. It's about having individuals who challenge you to grow, who hold you accountable, and who support your aspirations even when you doubt them yourself. The right inner circle can lift you to heights you never thought possible, while the wrong one can keep you stuck in cycles of negativity and complacency. This isn't just about having friends or colleagues, it's about being intentional with your relationships. Are the people around you pushing you to be your best? Are they holding you to a higher standard, or do they let you settle for mediocrity? Do they encourage your dreams, or do they pull you back into the familiar and comfortable? The energy of your inner circle is contagious. If you're constantly around people who complain, procrastinate, or make excuses, those behaviors will eventually infect your own mindset. But if you're surrounded by individuals who are driven, who challenge the status quo, and who strive for excellence, you'll find yourself doing the same. This doesn't mean you need to cut off everyone who doesn't match your level of ambition, but it does mean you need to be more discerning about where you invest your time and energy. You have to be around people who believe in your potential even when you're unsure of it yourself. You need individuals who won't let you make excuses or settle for less than what you're capable of. A great inner circle is one that not only encourages you when things are going well, but also provides a strong foundation when life gets tough. They'll help you see possibilities when all you can see are obstacles, and they'll remind you of your strength when you've forgotten your own power. Surrounding yourself with the right people isn't just about comfort, it's about growth. It's about being stretched, being supported, and being encouraged to step into the highest version of yourself. Your inner circle should be a mirror that reflects your best qualities and challenges you to bring them to the surface. Staying ready is a mindset. It's not just about physical preparation or having the right skills. It's about how you think, how you approach life, and how you deal with the unexpected. It's about creating a mental state that anticipates challenges, sees opportunities where others see obstacles, and remains unshaken even when everything around you feels chaotic. The mindset of staying ready is the foundation of all other actions. It's the difference between being passive and proactive, between waiting for things to happen and making things happen. When you have the mindset of readiness, you are constantly looking ahead, planning ahead, and preparing for what might come next. You are not complacent, not content with the status quo. You understand that life doesn't wait for you to be comfortable. It doesn't slow down for you to catch up. It's relentless, and so is the mindset of someone who stays ready. It requires discipline to stay in that mindset, especially when the world around you seems like it's telling you to relax, to take a break, to take your foot off the gas. But the truth is, when you've adopted the mindset of readiness, there are no breaks. You understand that every moment counts, that every choice matters, and that the work you put in today is the foundation of your tomorrow. Staying ready means being mentally prepared for whatever may come, whether that's a new opportunity, a new challenge, or a sudden shift in direction. It's about mentally building a buffer against fear and doubt, knowing that you've equipped yourself with the right tools to handle what lies ahead. It's about seeing failure as feedback, not defeat, and seeing setbacks as stepping stones to your success. A mindset of readiness doesn't get overwhelmed by the unknown because it expects the unexpected. It thrives on uncertainty because it understands that even in the face of difficulty there is growth. When you adopt this mindset, you're always building, always learning, always growing. You don't wait for the perfect moment to act because you know that acting now, being ready now, is what puts you in the best position to succeed when that moment actually arrives. It's about doing the work even when you don't feel like it, pushing forward even when the road is unclear, and maintaining the belief that everything you do is preparing you for something greater. Staying ready isn't just about being reactive, it's about being proactive, creating the conditions for success long before you need them, and developing the mindset that you're always ready for whatever comes your way. Your actions speak louder than your intentions. It's easy to talk about what you want to achieve, to dream about the future, and to tell others about your goals. But intentions alone won't get you anywhere. It's what you do day in and day out that truly defines your path. Too many people get stuck in the realm of wishful thinking, constantly planning but never executing. They have big dreams but no real strategy for how to achieve them. They talk about getting in shape, but their actions don't match. They talk about building a business, but they're not putting in the work to make it happen. They dream about being successful, but they keep making excuses. At some point, words lose their value if they're not backed by action. You can tell yourself that you're going to change, but if you don't make the necessary sacrifices, take the risks, and do the hard work, those intentions will remain just that, dreams that never become reality. It's not about how loudly you declare your goals or how many people you tell. It's about what you do when no one is looking, when there's no audience, when there's no applause. It's about waking up early when you don't feel like it, pushing through the exhaustion when it's easier to quit, and doing what needs to be done even when it's uncomfortable. It's easy to say you want success. It's much harder to do what it takes to achieve it. Your actions are the only true reflection of your commitment. They are the measure of your focus, your determination, and your willingness to put in the work. If your actions don't match your words, your intentions don't matter. In fact, they're just noise. But when your actions align with your vision, that's when things start to shift. When you start showing up every day, no matter what, and putting in the effort, that's when you begin to turn your dreams into reality. Your actions tell the world who you really are and what you truly want. Intentions are important, but they are not enough. If you want to make an impact, if you want to achieve anything meaningful, you have to do the work. No more talking about it, no more waiting for the perfect time. Just do it, because in the end, it's your actions that will shape your destiny, not your intentions. In the coming days, you will face moments that will challenge you, opportunities that will test your readiness, and situations that will require you to act with purpose and precision. The difference between those who succeed and those who falter lies not in talent or luck, but in preparation, mindset, and relentless action. The world will not wait for you to feel ready, and success will not knock gently on your door. You must be the one to step forward, to embrace the grind, to stay disciplined, and to turn your intentions into results. As you move forward, remember that staying ready isn't a one-time act. It's a lifestyle. Keep sharpening your skills, stay focused on your goals, and surround yourself with those who lift you higher. Keep pushing through the distractions, remain grounded when the pressure mounts, and most importantly, act with purpose even when it's difficult. Your time is coming, and when it does, you will be ready. So rise up today and make the most of every opportunity, every challenge, and every moment. Your future begins now.